Hey everybody, Jummington, and check out these fireworks added in the latest Snapshot. This is so cool. You can fire these from dispensers, you can just stick them on the ground and launch them straight out. There's all kinds of different colors and patterns you can do with these. Man, this is so great. Oh, here comes the best one. Check this out. God bless America. Hey, you know what? I'm thinking we should show these villagers these fireworks. I think that's a great idea. So let's get down there and bring these guys into the new year. Hey, you guys want to see some fireworks? Oh God, no! I swear it was an accident. No. Oh, no, that'd be a terrible idea. Anyway, here's how you make the fireworks. Take some gunpowder and add some dye to it, and you'll make a small blue ball. You can also add other stuff into this, and I don't have much of the other stuff to add into this. You can add gold nuggets to make it, I think that makes it star-shaped. You can add a diamond to give it trails. You can add flame charge, or fire charge. I forget what the name of it is, fire charge, flame charge, whichever it is, which I can make, I believe. Isn't it just, no, I think that requires more. Anyway, so let's just make like the basic small ball, and if you add the fire charge, it makes it larger. So there's a couple different things you can add. You can also add the wither skeleton skull to make a creeper effect when it blows up, which is pretty neat. So let's just make a couple of these bad boys right here. You can also take these and you can combine other dyes after the fact, or while you're in, making that originally, and add different color effects to it. And then to make the rocket, fireworks rocket, is just paper and gunpowder. But if you want to give off a light effect, you got to add, a charge to it. And I think you can only add one. Or you can add two, three. Man, let's just let's go all out here. Let's add 3 of these. See what this gets us. Now, if you fire it indoors, it's not going to blow your house up. It just kind of bounces off the ceiling here. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it stacks all 3 of them. So that is pretty damn neat. I don't have a lot of the materials I need to build the fancier ones, so it's going to be a while. And it's kind of like a goal now. Let's just put these up here. It's kind of like a goal now to get those extra materials so I can put on a nice fireworks show for Christmas. That would be exciting. So I did a lot of caving in between episodes, and I almost made an episode that was just caving, but I put it together, and I really didn't like it. I didn't like it. I thought it was really boring. There's a couple good parts. I saved those clips. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, my heart. I think I'm gonna die. There's one redstone dust is all that survived that blast. I mean, aside from me. So I've got a little frame up on my wall here to remember the Hell Caverns, which is what I call that place. It was just filled to the brim with creepers, and getting out of there was not fun. Later on, doing some caving, I managed to dive into some lava. It's time for a strategic retreat. little outgunned here. Oh no! Oh God! Get out! No! Oh God! I knew it would happen eventually. It always does. But I survived. I made it out. So there's my little trophy wall there. So what else is new in this snapshot besides fireworks? Well, you can get nether brick half slabs. I don't have any nether brick, so I can't show you that. And that's pretty cool though, because it means every type of block that also has a stair block now also has a half block. So the pyramid possibilities are just mouth-watering now. Also, if you hold shift and right click on items, on menuable items, ovens and the like, it no longer prevents you from placing blocks. So if you remember how fearful I was of that little bug I had to use to get that item frame on the dispenser going away and screwing that all up. I don't have to worry about that anymore because I can just place the item frame directly on the side. You can put a torch, you can put whatever you want on there, you know, just go crazy with it. That is really cool, and I have to say it's about damn time. It does kind of mess up a pretty fun trap you could make with ovens, where you drop someone in a room with ovens, and the only way to get out is to dig down and take falling damage and die because you couldn't place blocks directly onto ovens. It breaks that, but it's worth it. They also added the ability to enchant books, and we're going to put this one in here. This is pretty neat. Let's just give it 19 levels here. Now see, I got Unbreaking 2, and you only get one enchantment on the book, but then you can add that enchantment using the anvil to other stuff. So let's throw a shovel in here and put that. And remember, this cost me 19 levels, and it's only going to cost 3 levels to slap that enchanting 2 on the shovel. You can also combine the books to increase the level. So if I had 2 in Unbreaking 2, I imagine I could combine them to make an Unbreaking 3, and so on up to the level of that. And so, you know, these have a decent cost to make them, but you're not burning through all your diamonds trying to get that one diamond pick you want. That further takes more of the randomness out of it, and you can stack these up. They don't stack, so this is going to take up a lot of space. But here's something I tried out earlier. I put a stack of arrows on there, and I discovered that with this enchanting book, if you put multiple items like sticks, coal, whatever in there, it will actually enchant it, and it will enchant the entire stack of them. And I'm not going to do that. Well, this produces an interesting effect for things like efficiency. I don't think it. I tested it out with flame and punch on some like eggs, and it really didn't add anything. I think you only find that stuff works with a bow or a sword. But the efficiency does work. And you notice I've enchanted these arrows with efficiency 1 that I got earlier playing around with it. And the efficiency actually does work. Let's test it out as a regular arrow on dirt. Here's an efficient arrow. You can see it actually does add efficiency. And if you get efficiency 5 on something, it's pretty much, it doesn't matter what tool you use. That's why you see a lot of people use shovels to chop trees down. Because at efficiency 5 on a diamond shovel, there really isn't any difference between that and an axe. So, you know, you might as well just use that. Well, what this means for this is, look at this, arrow has no damage. It has no durability score. So if you get an efficiency 5 and throw it on like a rock, you basically have a permanent unbreaking efficient digging tool. And I don't know. I don't know if I could do that because it just seems kind of, I don't know, cheaty, I guess. Another note with these arrows is that if you fire it and retrieve it, it no longer has that enchantment. It just comes back as a regular arrow. And I also tried putting like fire and stuff. I went in creative mode and put, you know, flame and such on the arrows, and it didn't matter. It was the bow enchantment's the only thing that matters for that. So this is something really cool, and I'm going to have to play around with this a lot. But you know what that means? I'm going to need a hell of a lot more leather. So let's go wrangle up some animals. Now, of additional note of the enchanting experience shenanigans is I've renamed my Unbreaking 3 Efficiency 4 iron pick here. And let's make another iron pick so I can repair this. It's not too damaged. I just repaired it not too long ago, but I just want to show you this. If you rename the items first, it keeps the enchanting cost from going up. If you just keep repairing the cost or repairing the item, the cost goes up by 2 levels every time, unless you rename it. Then it goes up by 2 levels at that point, and it stays it there. So I've been repairing it for a while at the 17 cost, and that's worth it for me because I don't think I could get efficiency 4 and breaking 3 at 17 levels. I might be able to, but it's worth it to hold on to that. And also, I know that I have this pick. It's a pretty decent pick. Higher efficiency would be a little bit nicer, but we'll go with that. Can you even get efficiency 5? You can get efficiency 5, I believe. Well, anyway, so all this comes down to is I've got a lot of stuff to play with that requires experience, and I only have so many ways to get it effectively, like quickly. You know, I got my chicken farm here. This is working pretty nicely. Ooh, I made some changes to this. I don't think you guys have seen this. Let's take a quick tour. I really love these redstone lamps. I like this. I like the color scheme here. You know, I like that little inset using the stairs. I ended up using stone brick just to give some variety to it. I decided I'm not ultimately going to go with a different method to bring the eggs to me. I'm pretty satisfied with this right here because since I built the XP portion of it in, I still got to come down here. So this works fine for me. Put some ovens down here. Kill the time. This guy, this is Donald. Donald Duck. No, he's not a chicken because I murder chickens. But this guy, you know, I tossed a random egg, a single egg down here. I accidentally tossed, and this lucky duck hatched out of it, and I just couldn't bring myself to kill him. Look at his mouth is agape. He's such a happy fella. I just like having him around. Also replaced the fence gate there with just a stone fence because I don't really have any reason to ever go back there, and I can still pick up stuff through it. So I thought that worked a little bit better. Found one slime. So I got enough slime balls to make 2 more sticky pistons. So I got a little somewhat secret, not really secret, but hidden access way through here. And I managed to save some repeaters by using the new repeater lock setup. Music's getting kind of loud there. Let's just drop that all the way off right now. I saved like 4 repeaters on this and a little bit of real estate by switching to this. So instead of having a timed mechanism that delays the second pulse, I just use this repeater lock. And let's show this real quick here. And so you see this repeater fires on. First it rolls through this redstone, powers on the dispenser. This repeater powers this repeater, which locks it in the off state until the signal turns off. And this is basically a falling edge detector is what I've got going here. That this part of the circuit only sends a pulse out when the signal from that button turns off. And what that enables me to do is send a second quick pulse to this to turn it off. It works just as well as the other one. It works better because it's more efficient on resources. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I really have to play around with the redstone more because I find a lot of my info is outdated and there's newer ways to do things. Another nice thing with those repeater locks is it enables you to build pistonless T flip-flops. If you remember from previous seasons, I like using the T flip-flops so I can have a button act as a switch, as a lever, as an on-off switch instead of a momentary switch. And that piston nose is always kind of irritating. And I, you know, in order to make it right, I always use sticky pistons to make it right, to make it the way I liked it. And I don't think that even matters now because the way some redstone has changed. But it's further changed with those repeater locks. You can make some nice, efficient repeater-based T flip-flops. And I don't have to worry about hunting down slimes anymore. I don't know what I mean, I'm going to say it uses more redstone that way. And more smooth stone, but I got tons of redstone. But it's a silent T flip-flop, which I like. So anyway, as I was saying, before I interrupted myself so rudely with my talk of these chickens and such, is that I'm going to need XP. I'm going to need XP to flow like a river to play around with those books. And in order to do that, I'm going to turn this skeleton farmer right in here into an XP farm. I actually have 3 skeleton spawners now. I found one in the caves. But I like the location of this, and my plan is to cut that out and have the skeletons flow over this way. Because if you remember, you have to move the skeletons at least 17 blocks away from the spawner to keep it spawning. Because if there's at least 5 or 6 skeletons within the 17 by 17 area of the spawner, it'll stop spawning new skeletons. So if you want to build them up, you got to push them over. I'm probably going to push to 18 because I got kind of a plan here. But what I got to do is I got to dig that out. Dig an 8x8 area in there, and I've got torches on the wall here to indicate which walls. If we hit F3, it's on the north wall and the west wall, or the F coordinates of 1 and 2, and that's where it's centered in this corner, 8x8. So it goes 4, 4, 3, 3, and then I dig this floor 2 down, 2 up from the spawner. We build a ceiling on it, put some lights in there so I can turn it on and off. With a nice little case around it. It's going to take a lot of digging to cut that all out, and also to cut this area out. My idea is that my entryway will kind of rest in between the 2 little modules. So I'll have a spawner module and a killing module, And I think all I'm going to have time to get through today is to dig all this area out and construct a basic shifting mechanism to move the mobs, move the skeletons over to the killing floor. But I won't have a way to build a softener, right? I won't have time to build a softener. I kind of have an idea. I don't want to do falling damage again. I want to do something different. I checked out suffocation. It just seems like it takes too long and it's kind of annoying. So I've been playing around with lava, and I think I'm going to try something with lava to kind of cook them, to soften up their bones so I can get at that sweet, sweet XP resting in their marrow. Now, in order to do this, I'm going to try something new in the video techniques as well that I got from Doc M. Is another YouTuber. Well, you probably, if you watch Minecraft videos, you probably already know who Doc M is. He's one of my faves. And he was doing something where he had a second Minecraft account running, and he was recording from that. Now, I don't have a second computer that I think I could really record on while I play, so I could record two different perspectives. But what I can do, and what I plan to do, is sit on my laptop upstairs with my adorable, precious dog, so that he doesn't have to be bereft of my company. And then I can play on that and record like a time-lapsey sort of thing from the second account on this computer down here in the basement of Doom. And that'll be nice, and that'll be really nice, I'll tell you, coming up now that winter's coming, because it gets really damn cold down here. I mean, I can feel the nose hairs freezing into icicles inside me. It's horrendous. And a lot of times I get so focused on stuff, I don't notice how cold I am until I go to move, and I realize my body is a solid block of ice, and I'm actually dying from hypothermia, starvation, nicotine poisoning, caffeine poisoning, and a little bit of radiation poisoning. And I don't want to get into what that's about. That's a whole separate thing. I could talk for days about that. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring my my buddy RoboJum in here, which is my my new secondary account. And I'm not gonna bother showing you his skin, probably because he just looks absolutely horrible right now. I haven't taken the time to make a nice RoboJum skin for him, and he's just kind of a metallized version of my pantsless self, and it's creepy. Anyway, he's gonna chill back over around this area, and we're gonna take some distance shots of me digging this stuff out and building up the basic spawner. The reason I'm splitting it up like this, aside from just the time it takes, and I could cut all this stuff and just boom, here it is, it's done. Is that I want to spend more time like chilling and just get it built, and also make it look nice from the start. Because you remember, a lot of my projects, I just build it, get it functional, and walk away, and I really want it to look nice and cool in here. So splitting it up like that helps me do that. So it's going to be 3 parts. First, we're going to have the basic spawning shifting mechanism. Then we're going to have a softener that will let me soften them down to 1 hit, hopefully. And I'll make it easier to kill until I get potions, which, you know, it'll still be useful for that. And then I'm going to have an enchanting station. I'm working on a variable enchanting station that I'm going to squeeze in there somewhere. And I may be able to fit those 2 parts into 1, but for now we're just going to worry about digging this area out. I had some other stuff I want to talk about too, so that ate up some time. You know me, I like to jib on the jabs. So we're going to dig this stuff out. I'm going to dig out this space. I'm going to dig 18 over from the spawner, and that'll be the kill spot. I'm going to cut all that out and start building something up. And yeah, I'll get back at you when I got something something to show. So until then, enjoy. Come on, run the train. Woo, woo, hey, everybody. This is working as well as it can in its current state. It's bringing me skeletons, and that's good enough. I've been sitting here for a while, sawing these guys' legs off with my sharpness 2 string. basically just tearing their limbs off with a razor wire, kind of like that crazy chick from Audition. That movie terrified me. Horrible experience. Anyway, so this works, but obviously this isn't very effective. I mean, I got the sharpness 2 string, which is super cheaty because you've got a sharpness 2 weapon with no durability that will never wear down or break. That's nuts. I'm sure they're going to fix that in the next release. But it's hard not to take advantage of that now, especially in its current state. It made this go a lot quicker. Skeletons have 20 half hearts. They have 10 full hearts. And a fist or just dirt block or whatever does a half heart of damage. So if I just nailed them with a regular piece of string, it'd be 20 hits. And this takes it down to, I think, like 8 hits with this sharpness. So it made this experience a little less miserable for me. Got a lot of crap out of this, though. And I'll show you that, and then I'll just give you a quick look through this stuff. So I've been sitting here for a while, doing enchants and building levels up, and I got some alright stuff. It's really a mixed bag with this stuff, and I have a feeling that the level, like the ideal levels to get certain enchantments is going to be different with the books than it is with weapons. And I tried the gamut. I went like low level, high level, mid level. Mid-level seemed like about 20, which I guess is closer to high than mid, second, third, whatever. Got a couple of efficiency books out of that. And, that's efficiency 3, 3, 2. And you can combine these on the anvil. If you have 2 efficiency 3 books, you can combine them into an efficiency 4. You can take 2 of those, combine them into an efficiency 5. And it's really cheap to enchant stuff with this, too. So I got some alright stuff. I don't imagine I'm going to hit this up too much more until I get the softener in, because this is just really ineffective to sit here and beat them manually like this. I chewed through like a full stack of potatoes sitting down here, because it really wears your hunger down. Don't mind this dirt. I just, I worry about spiders climbing up and attacking me while I'm waiting for skeletons to spawn, so I close myself in a little bit. We'll deal with that later. Put a little lip on the edge there, keep them from climbing up. So that's what I'm most excited about is the efficiency 3 stuff. So let's grab this efficiency 3. We'll just put my magic string back in the box. I also been getting lots of bows, and it's nice getting bows that are damaged. At first I was kind of pissed off when I saw I was getting bows that were pre-damaged. Like, you rip-off artist, man. You scammed me. Because it's not like their bow's going to break while they're using it. Cheap bastards. But it actually works out because your inventory is not filling up with a bunch of like perfectly good bows. You get these beat up ones and you just mash them together like Play-Doh and get your nice healthy doughy bow out of it. And that works out okay, so I can just keep combining these up like so. But I also got this bow, which is totally awesome. This is the coolest bow I've ever seen as a rare drop from a skeleton, because they can occasionally drop enchanted bows, and I honestly have only ever seen a Power 1 bow come out of skeletons. I've never seen this Power 2, Punch 1, Flame 1. I didn't even know that was possible, because the whole time I ran that skeleton farm in my last world, I only ever got Power 1, if anything at all. So we're going to take this in here too and do some playing around with that. And then I got this golden chest plate. Occasionally they spawn with armor, and the armor will actually throw off the softener. So it'll take more than one hit to kill them, but it's fine. It doesn't happen often enough to be a real huge issue, but it is a little annoying, I will say. But it also weirds me out, because the skeletons come through raw and naked skeleton. It doesn't really bother me, but when a skeleton comes through with a chest plate, no pants, that just creeps me out. I don't know why. It gives me uneasy feelings. So this is what I got so far, and it's going to take a whole lot more cleanup. I flattened this area out to bring it in line with the chicken crusher cooker, and put a little bridge over here. And this needs some cleaning up. This is like really plain, 1 level thick. It's not great. And this stuff I'm going to sculpt down and chop away. I don't know if I'm going to expand that out some more. Excuse me. But I might do something to blend that a little bit better in there. And then this middle part is where the new entrance will be. You can see the waterfall used to be over there. I've taken the water out, and I'm going to close that off, or yeah, I probably will just close that area off and extend the entryway down here. And I don't know how I'm going to do that, because now that I've got this, I really don't want, like I kind of don't want to just leave something like this, like a ladder going up. But I don't really want like stairs chopping through my view of the window there. I like the view of this. So I may actually have to rethink that too and just put it somewhere else. But I do plan on putting like a waterfall coming through, and I'll just chop a hole through this and have the water kind of sluice through it. I think that'll look pretty cool. Then I got like a simple switch mechanism here. Replace that with a flip-flop and a button, make it look a little nicer. But it works for now. And so we'll flip the redstone lamps on and off so I can control the spawning. And just, you know, basic water elevator. In fact, let's get in there. Get my silk touch pick. Yep. Come back, glass block. Let's go in here and take a look. And I'm going to turn the light off because I like to live dangerously. Not that dangerously. And we'll go ahead and take this block out. Just let these guys roam free. I'm not going to die, I hope. Hey, they're shooting. So what we got is a stair block, and the water pulls up, and another stair, and it loads them up this direction. Did I have a guy coming up behind me? I did. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to your doom. It works. It works really well, and I've had it running for a while. I haven't seen any skeletons take any kind of drowning damage or falling damage off of this. Real super easy to do. You know, just extend the water out to get the 8 blocks. Put a stair down. The water will push them up, and you just put a sign behind that to keep the water from flowing backwards. Water source block over the stair. And you're good. And the same thing over here, just pushes them up. Run across 8 blocks, and we're good to go. Oh, hey! Waiting for me. You want a piece of this? Not particularly smart. Now, it's only a 2 square drop, 2 block drop. And, you know, they're not going to worry about dropping 2 blocks here. So, that works there, and they don't take any damage from dropping 2 blocks. Let's go ahead and shut that back down. They won't take any damage from that, and that becomes important once I get the softener in there, because we want it to take them down to 1-hit kills, but we don't want it to kill them outright. And if they take a little bit of damage going through the tunnels, drowning damage, falling damage, then it's going to mess all that up. So that'll be important. And it seems to be working just fine right now. So let's check out some stuff with the anvil. Now I got some experience. First, let's take these 2 efficiency 3 books. Combine those together. Cost of 3 will give me efficiency 4. And if I had some more efficiency 3 and another efficiency 4, I could go on to make efficiency 5. I got this bow, and let's see, it'll take 20 levels to power that back up, but let's do something else. I've been racking up all these power 1 bows in here. And that's a power 2, so if I combine these 2 power 1 bows, right, for 5 levels, that'll give me a power 2. And then I can take that power 2 and combine it with this, maybe. 23, it's more than I've got, but that'll give me a power 3, punch 1, flame 1. So I'm going to have to come back and do that when I get some more levels. I'm only like 5 levels away, so I'll probably just go down and do that real quick. But that's really, it's really awesome. So even if you only get like the cheap power 1 enchantments on the rare drops, you could just keep combining them up, and it doesn't cost a whole hell of a lot to mix those together and then get this. This just costs a lot because it's got more enchantments. But that's pretty handy, so I'm going to have to do that. Oh, my anvil's getting kind of damaged there. I don't know. Can't see the damage in it, but can you see the cracks? I've used it enough that's starting to get beat up. That's okay. I got plenty of iron now, so I'm not too worried if it breaks. But anvils will eventually take damage just from using them. and the last time you use it, it'll just break and pop out. So I don't know how much more use I got out of that. So I got this efficiency 4, and I think we all know where that enchantment is going to go. You know, where it makes the most sense to put it, where I will get the most effective use out of it. I think, and that represents quite a bit of time, so I've got to make sure I make a good investment of this. Probably with this fortune pick or another diamond pick.
You guys want to try some magic meat?